I'm excited for this one. I am excited for this one. All right, it says that I'm live, but I'm worried because Spectrum's been messing up recently, but hopefully I am live. Good morning. What is going on, everybody? RogersBase here with my live reaction and review stream for One Piece Manga Chapter 1025. People are saying, Roger, I see you. It's time. Good. All right, well, let's jump right into this then. No delays. One Piece Manga Chapter 1025. This one is called Twin Dragons. We're looking at Usopp on the very front. It says, an octopus compiling Usopp's adventures into the Tales of Usopp by Soda Susu. Okay, we've got Usopp. I actually really like his captain's outfit. I like the little hat and the little the little feathers and the giant paper that's flying up in the sky that says Big Liar Story on it. And then you got the octopus back there with the cigarette. All right, let's get into this. Hey, what are you doing, Momo? Just fly. This is gonna be good. You know this one's gonna be good. Yo, I see Tristan Field coming through already. Maxim coming through already. Maxim wanted to drop that $100 donation early, going, oh, what is going on, Maxim? Welcome. The fact that Maxim just did that, and we've already got people like Tristan donating, tells me this is going to be a very good chapter. The hype is obviously there. You can hear the, here we go. Super boom. Thank you very much, Maxim. Appreciate that. And thank you again to Tristan saying, what's up, buddy? Hope you've been well. It's my birthday here in Australia. Couldn't think of a better way to start. Happy birthday to you, Tristan, and big thank you to Maxim. Greatly appreciate it, buddy. All right. Continuing on. Here we go. What are you doing, Momo? Just fly. I know that. I mean to, but my body will not move. I mean, do you realize how high up I am? Just lifting from my head. It's weird to see Momo still nervous, even though he's been aged up, even though he's this giant dragon, but I love this. I don't care. Are you still afraid of heights, Momo, even as an adult? And Momo's like, silence, hold your tongue. A warrior feels nothing. And you got the rest of Law's crew watching on in Shinobu like, oh, what the heck did we get ourselves into? What did you get so big for? You're a dragon, so fly. I know. Please, don't rush me. Don't rush me. Well, we're in a rush. If I don't stop Kaido, he's going to take everybody out. I know that. So fly. Just the back and forth is really funny. Meanwhile, we're jumping back to the Skull Dome. Kaido hybrid versus Yamato hybrid. Once again, you love to see it. Both of them coming off their attacks in the last chapter. Mirror Mountain. Whoa. What? Mirror Mountain. So Yamato. What? Does the hybrid form like turn you into a statue or something? Is that one of the abilities? Is that meant to be like a Koma Inu statue? Mirror Mountain. I mean, you could see the outer shell shattering, and there's Yamato underneath it, but neat. That's cool. So you defended against it. And there's Kaido. Here we go, Yamato. Do. Boom. No. So no, it's in line with the rest of the attacks. How they're like ice-themed attacks before. Here we go. Hollowed Glacier Slash, slamming down on type of Kaido. You love to see it. Oh, so I guess that's going to be animated maybe like ice or something like that. Again, that makes sense with Mirror Mountain. Hollowed Glacier Slash. Beautiful panel. Kaido slamming into the ground. Ooh, we're about to get a good speech. Me. Look at you, acting like a damn soldier of Wano. But you cannot escape your bloodline. You are still the son of Kaido. Do you really think any of the samurai here see you as a comrade, regardless of what cause you choose to bear on your shoulders? And Kaido, slamming down once again, giving this speech. Yamato slapping back, shut up. That doesn't matter. You have lived alone on this island for years, hopping about the rocks, crawling through the attics, always alone. Yamato slapping back. That's not true. I have friends. That's like, I know it's meant to be a funny moment. It's not meant to be a funny moment, but I'm thinking back. So, wait, I have to say where my head's at. I'm thinking back to sitting in the lunchroom in high school with my DS, playing Diamond and Pearl, and my teacher's walking by, and I'm sitting there just having a good time playing DS, and the teachers are like, why aren't you in the lunchroom with everybody else? Like, why aren't you hanging out with your friends for lunch? And I'm like, I have friends. I want to play Pokemon. And I'm sitting on the sidelines playing Pokemon. You don't have to defend yourself, Yamato, okay? We believe you. You've got friends. It's fine. You got friends. All right, here we go. So here comes Ace. All right. I mean, I'm going to read this again so I get that full emotional impact of this, because this is good. Yamato says, that's not true. I have friends. Or at least ... I did. And you see Ace right there. That's right. There were also the samurai in the cave. And everyone who ever showed favor to you is dead. So, confirmation all the samurai are dead. Not a huge shock. Excuse me. Here's some food, Ogre Princess. And a blanket. There's some rice balls. Hey, why'd he get put to death out of nowhere? He was sneaking out food for the Ogre Princess. That kid's still on the run. Talking about wanting to be Oden. Oh, and we're seeing a little bit of a flashback. Man, people were risking their lives to give Yamato meals. Look at this. Hybrid form coming off of it, thinking back. Kaido standing there as well. Friendship. Oh man, Kaido is coming through with these good speeches this week. All right. Friendship is a sham. It's all for show. Deep down, they fear you. You must rule others with strength, for you are the child of ogres. You are not meant to be friends with humans. And you slam down to the ground. That is your fate, Yamato. I am very, very curious to find out what the Japanese translation of this was. I am very curious if the word for friends there was potentially nakama instead of tomodachi. I'm curious. I would like to know. I would also like to know if in Japanese, instead of ogre, it's oni. Because if so, RogersBase 2014, this is a big W. All right, here we go. Continue. Momo flying up. I'm flying. There we go. That's it, Momo. You can fly, you can fly, you can fly. I'm moving. Forward, forward. You're going real fast. We'll catch up in no time. And Shinobu just stern-faced looking up. Left, no, left. He's still swerving in the air. How does he not see him coming? All right. All right, there's Onigashima. I see shapes on the roof. The roof? Hey, where are you even looking where you're going? Fool, how can I fly with my eyes open? Wait, what are you talking about? No, that's not the roof. Performance floor. Oh, he's flying into the Skull Dome? What the heck? A different dragon. Oh, so the other Straw Hats are going to see him first before they actually get to Kaido. So we're seeing Sanji and Queen's fight interrupted with Momo breaking into the Skull Dome. Oh, that is a cool shot right there. That is cool. Huh? Kaido? No, look closer. A dragon and Luffy's on the back of it riding high. What is that thing? There's Izo and Marco. Kawamatsu. Zoro, King. They're all looking up. What is this? What's going on? And you still see, obviously, because Momo can't see. He's closing his eyes. He's running into stuff. This is going to be so cool in the anime where they just look up and you see this dragon swerving through the sky going 100 different directions. What is this? What's going on? Momo, what are you doing? And he's still, where am I? So his eyes closed. He's dizzy. I see he's got the nice little curly eyebrows right now as well. All right, second floor, still slamming through everything. Oh, even interrupting Big Mom and Kid and Law's fight. Wait, what? What is happening? What the? And Law looks up, he sees Luffy hanging on for dear life. Huh? Straw Hat? What is happening? Come on, Momo. Just open your eyes already. I cannot. There's something stuck in them. Yeah, it's because you keep smashing things. Help me, Luffy. Just man up and look up, Momo. Now that's a wall. Stop. And he's grabbing him. He ain't go to the other side. Third floor reporting. Master Kaido is rampaging through the castle. No, that's not him. Wait, but there can't be. There can't be two dragons. It's a different color. Find out who that other dragon is. Lots of noise going on down there. Must be Lin. I'll have to rebuild the whole castle. Yeah, you think, Kaido. You think. Here we go. Yamato standing back up with the club. You see the dragon wobbling in the background, little by little. I'm not done yet. Divine swiftness. Boom. You see the Conqueror's Haki on the club. And there's Momo. Oh no, I'm in the air again. I must get back to solid ground. There, Kaido, charge down there. Kaido, ooh. And now Momo's finally opened his eyes. Gear 4, Snake Man, going to the ground. Gum. Tag team attack. Yamato and Luffy. Gum, White Serpent, Jet, Culverin, 1-2, back-to-back, both snake-themed. Very cool. Punching into Kaido. You see the impact. You see his big belly. Slamming, he goes flying back. You see the Conqueror's Haki. Oh, here we go. Kaido. Okay, so that was a good direct hit then. Kaido's falling back. Huh? Luffy. Yo, Yamo. You were holding Kaido back for us? Well, that's great. Yo, Kata. I'm so glad. And meanwhile, oh, no, here comes Kaido again. Oh. Look at this double page spread. How did you survive, Straw Hats? Who is that other dragon? Name yourself. A pink dragon. Could it be? Oh, man. Nothing you do is going to kill me. I'm the man who's going to become king of the pirates. And here you go. You see Luffy standing on the back of Momo. And my name, come on, Momo, is Kosuke Momonosuke, the man who will be Shogun of Wano. Doom. And Yamato's thinking back, wait, Momonosuke? The little Momonosuke, all grown up? Whoa, what a surprise, that little boy. But the world doesn't need two dragons. To be continued. I'm going to tell you right now, you already know that when Momo transforms back into his human form and he looks like Oden, Kaido is gonna freak. The plan is finally in motion. Luffy, Yamato, Momo, they're together on the roof. We got some great interaction between the crew. All right, let's get right into my review. I had a good time this week. This was a good one. Thank you, by the way, to Maxim, coming through with another $100 donation. Oh my goodness. Saying how hype was that tag team attack? Yamato for Nakama. And Carrot too. I'm right there with you. I'm fully ready for Yamato to join. And I think there were hints of that in this chapter as well. Here we go. Another super. Thank you very, very, very much. Greatly appreciate it. We got Warforged in my chat saying the raid's still obviously going to fail. Bro, at this point, I don't think so. I think at this point, we're in the final... I think we're in the final bit now. I don't think the raid fails at this point. I really don't. I've given that up a long time ago. I was definitely on the side of the raid failing, but I've brought this up on numerous other videos. My moment where I was like, oh, here we go. This is going to be the failure of the raid that's going to transition into something else was when Kaido knocked Luffy off. The fact that we didn't go into another act after Luffy got knocked off the roof and we just moved directly into this says to me that this is now going to sort of play out through the rest of the act. I really do think we're just going to continue on with this fight. Or maybe it transitions into Act 4 once all the players are on the roof, and then that's that. And then we see the final fight, and the final fight actually makes up Act 4. I don't know. But the whole raid failing thing now, it's like such an overdone conversation topic that I don't really care about it. But I personally, just so people know where I am right now, do not believe the raid's failing anymore. I don't. I think the failures, little by little, were being set up, and I think it could have at a certain point at Act 3, and Oda went in a different direction with the story, which is why I don't believe it will. But yeah, is what it is. Do you think Marco's getting up there? I do. I do think Marco's going to go up there. I do. Yeah. But I did a whole theory video about that. Go check it out. All right. Well, let's move directly into my review discussion before I move on to super chats and theories and things like that. You know, it was hype reading it, but looking back on this, there wasn't much to this chapter. It was a fun first half with Momo and Luffy sort of interacting, and you see all the other Straw Hat characters finally seeing them and finding out, like, wait, who the heck was this other dragon? But for the most part, if you think of like what actually happened, there wasn't much that happened. Not to say that makes it a bad chapter, but I think it was just more of Yamato and Kaido, Momo and Luffy going to the roof, crushing through the Skull Dome, and they actually finally get back up there. But I think it was necessary because we needed to see the interactions with everybody, and I do think this was for a purpose. I think Oda wanted to show Momo in his dragon form and Luffy being alive to the rest of the Skull Dome, so people know where we are. So, I mean, we've even got characters like there's a cut to Hyogoro at one point. You see Izo, you see Marco, Zoro and King and Sanji and Queen, and of course Law and Kid with Big Mom. They all needed to be made aware of the fact that Luffy's still alive and kicking, while still interacting with their own fights, and then also seeing this other dragon and not knowing what the heck is going on there. But it's always fun to see Yamato fighting. I thought that was cool. But really, I think, Maxim hit it on the nose with that tag team attack. The tag team attack is probably the best panel of the chapter. I think that final shot is also really, really good of the two dragons looking face to face with Momo finally with his eyes open staring down Kaido. I think that was kind of cool as well. But for the most part, I think the thing I liked more than anything else was probably that tag team attack with Yamato and Luffy. That was cool. And again, I like the fact that it was snake themed for both their attacks as well. You got White Serpent, Luffy going into Snake Man form using the Jet Culverin. I like it a lot. I like it. And the art has obviously been amazing. I think the art specifically in the panels where Momo is crashing through like the Skull Dome and the other parts of Onigashima, I think that was kind of cool and clever too. And we got that little flashback as well with Yamato, getting the food in the cell with all the other samurai and things like sneaking out the food to give to the ogre princess. I thought that was pretty good. And then Kaido giving a lot of good speeches as well. Kaido giving a lot of good speeches that you act like a warrior of Wano, but you can't escape your bloodline. You're still the son of Kaido. Do you think any of the samurai here see you as a comrade, regardless of what you choose to bear on your soldiers? You live alone on this island for years, hopping about the rocks and crawling through the attics. Always alone. And again, you get that further push, right? That like, it's not true. I had friends. You see Ace eventually having more friends, joining the Straw Hat crew. I think that's another thing as well, like, that I've completely resigned myself to. And I'm excited for it, but I also kind of feel like it's so obvious at this point that maybe Oda will do something different. But I think 99.99999% Yamato is joining now. I thought for a little brief moment around Act 3, a lot of things happened early Act 3 that sort of like threw things into a tizzy for me. I thought for a brief moment early Act 3, Yamato might not join technically, and that Yamato would like run a ship of beast pirate defectors, and that maybe that was going to be like the inclusion in the story. But honestly, I think at this point now it's a done deal. Yamato's joining now. Done deal. And we're going to have this grown-up adult Momo becoming the Shogun of Wano Country, and that's going to be that. But yeah, overall, again, I think the art was really good this chapter. The art was really good. Some really great double spread panels. The main question I have, and this just got answered. There you go. I'm looking on Manga Plus right now. Next chapter will arrive 9/26. So we're on break next week. Let me actually open this up. I'm going to double check. Oh yeah, new chapter in 14 days. We are on break next week. That is a shame. That is a shame. I wish we weren't on break. But you know what? Oda deserves it. Because Oda's been giving us chapter after chapter after chapter with no break through the majority of these weeks. So I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. I wish We were getting another chapter next week, but I understand why he needs to take a break. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Also, I saw some people talking about it in my chat. I've already seen the full triple page spread of the color spread with the top 100. That's been fully available on the internet for like 2 weeks now because of the International Space Station, and then it got reposted, I think, to one of the official One Piece like pages or something like that, like one of the One Piece websites or something. So I've seen the whole spread. I do think it's really, really cool. But I have seen it because I saw some people questioning that in the chat. Yeah, but I did see the full top 50, top 100 color spread, and it was beautiful. Yeah, but overall, I mean, that's pretty much it with this chapter. I don't really think there's anything else to dive into in my review. I think the review portion for this one is short and sweet. Fun action chapter. Cool seeing the interactions. Happy that Luffy and Momo are there. Yeah, and that's about it. That's about it. I really don't have much else to say about this one. I feel like it's mostly just a bunch of really hype panels and some good speeches from Kaido. But I just like the fact that they're all together now on the roof, setting the stage for the fight. Luffy, Momo, and Yamato, they're all there. For me, it's like we've been talking about this for weeks now, too, so to finally see it happening is good. But now it's like, okay, let's get into the fight. Let's see the story move on. Yeah. All right, well, with that being said, I really do want to answer some super chats because I feel like maybe some of you guys have a better idea of things maybe that will happen in the story or things that I'm missing or if there's anything else that I should talk about. But otherwise, I kind of feel like this is a pretty cut and dry chapter this week. So I'm going to get to rate the chapter. I mean, if I was going to give it like a number score, I hate doing that because people always latch onto it. I don't know, like a 7 or an 8. I think it was pretty good. You know, I think it was pretty good. If 5 is average, then I would say like a 7 or an 8. Yeah, I think it was pretty good. Short and sweet. All right, well, with that being said, let's jump into some of these super chats. I want to see what you guys are talking about. Once again, massive thank you to Maxim, man, coming through with like $200 donations. Unbelievable. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. I've seen some people saying, that I was missing super chats in some of the previous streams. So I have a whole thing backed up now on my Streamlabs where I'm going to go one by one and read the super chats. So here we go. Watashi Itachi clarifies for me that yes, ogre is indeed translated to Oni in Japanese. You love to see it. With Ethan White also saying Onigashima. Of course. Well aware of that connection. But thank you very much, Ethan White. Roro Noah D. Luffy super chatted and said, do you think Momo will look exactly like Oden? Then Akazayan member will mistake Momo for Kanjuro's drawings and then attack Momo? Oh, you mean like thinking that it's a fake Oden like Kanjuro again? No. No. Because I think they sort of knew in their hearts that the fake Oden was Kanjuro because he didn't have the same aura about him. You know what I mean? And whereas I feel like if they see Momo grown up as Oden and he declares I'm Momonosuke and he's not saying that he's actually Oden, even if he looks like Oden, I don't think the confusion will be there. I get where your thought process is with that, but no, I don't think that's going to happen. No. I think it's going to be fine. I think once Momo says, I'm here to, become the rightful heir of Wano country and all that stuff, it'll be okay. RNG super chatting saying, I was thinking that since Luffy has Conqueror's coding, what if Snake Man with Conquerors could be Dragon Man? An obvious upgrade for Gear 4. Dragon Man! I mean, that would be a cool Gear 4 form. That would also go along with what's going on right now with the Twin Dragons, with Momo and Kaido, and a Dragon Man form could also be some cool type of tie-in, potentially in the future, with his father being Monkey D. Dragon. So I like that. I like that. Brock in the chat said, you're right, Kanjuro was a bad actor. Exactly. Though they did fall for it for a little bit. Okay, here we go. Tarek super chatted and said, the Oni theory and Momotaro theory have both been confirmed. Roger D. Base. All we need now is the pheasant. I'm not getting ahead of myself. I mean, the Oni theory, we've sort of known this for a while. I didn't need it spelled out in the chapter to be like, they are officially Oni now. But it's nice to see it. Also, I kind of feel like we got that a couple chapters ago, too. So, but yeah, the Momotaro thing's coming together on the roof. So, yeah, bring us Marco, and I'll be a happy camper. Or Hiyori. I've seen some people saying Hiyori because of the pheasant on her kimono. That'd be fine too. But I do think there will be a pheasant present. That was a bar right there. For the remainder of the fight on the roof. Yeah. Thank you to Luis Alvarez, by the way, for super chatting $5. No question, but just super chatting. Thank you. Hunter saying, Roger, I'm behind on your read through, but wow, what a chapter. So much great lead up to a twin dragon fight and a team up from Luffy and Yamato. You love to see it. Totally. Thank you very much, Hunter. And Isla came through with the super chat saying, big ups from Paris. Oh, bonjour. Bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. Comment ça va? I'm thinking, what if Yamato won't be a crewmate, but a representative of Wano country to join the fleet? What did I literally just mention? Yeah, you're a little late with the donation because I just mentioned that earlier. Or you probably did it right as I was saying it. But yeah. They will represent the samurai and have his own big crew with the beasts and humans. Yeah, I mean, again, I do think there was a time where I thought that maybe there'd be like a new beast pirate ship of beast pirate defectors led by Yamato. I no longer believe that's the case anymore. I full-fledged think Yamato is going to be a Straw Hat. No doubt about it. Yeah. No doubt about it. Eduardo coming through. Eduardo, regular donator, regular supporter. Nice to see you in here, Eduardo. Eduardo Conseco saying, so hyped for Kaido being an Oni. Your theory from all those years ago somewhat came true. Great job. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. It's funny to see so many donations like this. Like, were people just sort of waiting for that confirmation then? This is a question for the chat. Were people waiting for that confirmation of what their race was? And now that we know that they're Oni, people are finally like, oh, okay, RogersBase was right in a sense? Because I thought it was spelled out pretty clearly for a while already. But I guess people wanted to actually see the confirmation in the text, which I totally understand. Yeah, chat's going, yes, that's what it was. Well, you guys needed to confirm before you gave me the W. That is okay. That's totally fine. I got the W now, so that's A-okay. So thank you very much. Isla donated again and said, if you visit Paris, please come through to my bar at some point. Drinks are on me. Yo, look, I've said this to Maxim for 2 years now. Unfortunately, COVID completely threw a wrench in my plans. My plans were at the end of 2020, I was going to go to London to Pokemon Worlds, take a day trip over to Germany, go to Nordlingen, the town that Attack on Titan's based on, go to Oktoberfest, hang out with Maxim, Nintendon, Conrad, everything like that, and then potentially go over to Paris. So look, I'm going to add you to my Euro trip, my eventual Euro trip that's going to happen once everything's safe and travel's completely good again. I don't want to make any promises about going next year or whatever, but once I'm safe to travel again, once everything's been opened up and I could hop between countries, we're doing it. So I'm holding you to that, Isla. I'm going to come through to your bar. Hopefully you're still working there and whenever I end up traveling over there, whether a year, 2 years, whatever. But I'm holding you to it. Drinks on you. I got you. Where did I leave off? Oh, here we go. 2% super chatted and said, big W for your Oni theory, big W for finishing Naruto, and overall, big W for RogersBase with the RogersBase love emote. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. I always love when people support the content, come through, just say hello, and they're saying nice things. You guys are being very kind today, so appreciate that. Thank you. Luis Alvarez donated again and said, with Kaido trying to get Yamato to doubt themselves, I can see a moment where Luffy looks like he's about to fall, and then Yamato starts blaming themselves. Oh. Okay. That Yamato's going to try to take the blame if Luffy gets hurt? That's what you're saying? I don't think that's going to happen. I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think it's going to be a blame game at this point. Because Luffy obviously wants to be part of this fight. They had this conversation when Luffy and Yamato first met. So yeah, I don't think that's the case. I think both Luffy and Yamato, and also Momonosuke, understand what they're getting into with this fight with Kaido. I mean, this is for the sake of Wano, for all of Wano. So yeah. T50 the Legend says, this really makes me think that the Vegapunk, this really makes me think that Vegapunk truly succeeded in creating a devil fruit. I've been thinking that's why they didn't feel the need for Shichibukai, that he could just spew out Logias and Mysticals. What makes you say that? Because of Momonosuke? Just because Momonosuke was a success doesn't mean that there were all these other real devil fruit running around. Just because Momonosuke's was a good one doesn't mean there's a whole bunch of other mythical Logias and things like that. I mean, maybe Vegapunk has a bunch of real replica devil fruits, maybe. But I wouldn't say that just yet. I would say that's a little too early to call. A little too early to say. We have to see Vegapunk first. Scalper says, what do you think about Kaido saying that they're both ogres? Maybe another species. Well, they're Oni. Yeah, it's what we've had the discussion about already. Ogre Gashima is where Baki's dad lives from Ethan White. I don't understand that reference, so I don't understand the reference. I thought when you said Ogre Gashima, I thought you were going to say something about Shrek, but I don't know who Baki is, so unfamiliar. But thank you for your donation. Appreciate it. RAB06 in the chat just said, Roger, my first super chat. There's an Italian community theory going around where Yamato is a clone of Kaido, born from when they cloned Devil Fruit. What do you think about that? A clone of Kaido? I don't think so. I don't think so. Why wouldn't Yamato look exactly like Kaido if that was going to be the case then? If Yamato was a clone of Kaido, you would think that Yamato would look like a young Kaido. And Yamato at this age, compared to the young Kaido we've seen in the flashbacks, look nothing alike. So my guess is no, they're not clones. Probably not. Or maybe there's like DNA that was used, but I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. My answer to that is no. No, I don't believe that clone theory. But that's interesting. I wish that was like broken down more. Rob, if you could send me the link to that video, if there's an English translation on my Twitter, I'll check it out. Because I feel like I'm probably missing something from the theory if a lot of people believe that Yamato's a clone and I'm just like not seeing something. Yeah, Phantom in the chat is saying maybe it's like a lineage factor manipulation thing. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Bradley Brown super chatted and said, did you notice that Luffy is now able to go in and out of Snake Man? Maybe he has complete control over here now with little to no side effects. Now, that would be great. That would be great. And also, I did notice that he just jumped right into Jet Culverin. I mean, that would be cool. If he's just able to on the fly use Snake Man and not have to worry about any like negative side effects, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. Maybe mix that with like a new form of Gear 4, maybe that dragon form that people were talking about, maybe a Gear 5, a Devil Fruit Awakening something. I think we're good to go. I think we're good to go at this point. And also, I think he has done that at least once or twice before, so yeah. Let's see this. Tristan Field super chatted and said, if you ever come to Australia, I would love to give you a tour of the Sydney Opera House. I would love to go to the Sydney Opera House. I would love to go to Australia. I would love to travel in general. But unfortunately, I still can't yet. But I would love to. But I'm marking all this down. I'm going to write down, I'm going to bookmark this One Piece manga chapter stream. I'm going to bookmark it. And everyone's who's saying, oh, come to my bar, drinks on me, come to the Opera House, let me know. I'm writing your names down. Tristan, when I go to Australia, I'm waiting for you. France, I'm going to the bar. I'm lining it all up, planning all my future trips. Thank you very much, Tristan. Appreciate that. Yamil said, is Black Maria an ogre or an oni? After all, she's from Wano and her horns look natural. It would explain why a natural citizen of Wano would want to join Kaido. Ooh, I love that idea. I love the idea that Black Maria is actually also an ogre or an oni. Yeah. And that makes sense. We do see the horns. She's huge. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to say yes. That's a good thing to point out. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes. Isla super chatted again, saying, here you are. By the way, you'll like it. Oh, talking about the talking about the bar. And yes, I will. Drinks and a 1 Michelin star restaurant. Nakama's words. Let's go. Hey, let's go to a Michelin star restaurant. I'm down. I'm down. Travel plans the live stream today. Meanwhile, we have Watashi Itachi saying, Kaido lays eggs like chicken? Booga? Huh? I don't think so. And Junelle in my chat just said, if you ever come to the Philippines, I got you as well. Nakama. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate that. Well, you guys are all very kind today. This is a very fun stream. Honestly, is there anything else that I'm missing from the stream today? I feel like this was a really short one. I feel like we got through the chapter quick. I feel like my review was short and sweet. And I also feel like we got through all of the donations and theories at this point. I don't really feel like there's anything else to talk about, which is kind of surprising. I feel like I never get through the whole stream in 40 minutes. 40 minutes is on the short side. I feel like we got to talk about something else. Oh, did you watch episode 991 of the anime? No, I haven't yet. I wanted to last night, but I'm really busy with something behind the scenes, which hopefully, I guess I could talk about this slightly. At some point next week, here's hoping, fingers crossed, there will be a teaser of the thing that I've been working on tirelessly in the background for the past 2 weeks. So I can officially say that you'll hopefully find out by the end of the week. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. You'll find out what I've been working on. The reason I've had to be sort of coy about it is because it's not on my own YouTube channel. It's for something else. It will make sense when you see it. But it's been a lot of work planning for this thing and working on this thing. And again, hopefully you'll be able to see this relatively soon. You're not going to see it today because it's Sunday. So they're not going to post it today. But hopefully the teaser for this thing that I've been working on goes up within the next week or two. And you're going to know right away. Yeah. I also saw that the One Piece podcast put out that you're going to be on stream in October. I will be, but that's not the teaser I'm talking about. No. Monkey Thief said, we got a glimpse of Law and Kid still holding their own against Big Mom as well. That's really big. I mean, is it? I mean, it's like, that doesn't really seem like a huge revelation that they're still in the middle of a fight. I mean, it's cool to see a little glimpse of that and seeing them reacting to Luffy, but it wasn't like a jaw-dropping reveal to me or anything. It was like, oh yeah, cool, okay, they're still fighting. I'm actually more interested in seeing Killer and Hawkins at this point. Because I feel like whatever Killer's going to do is going to directly influence the rest of the fight with Big Mom and Law and Kid. So I kind of want to see more of that. Yeah. Can we get a hint of the thing? No, I'm under NDA, so I can't give you a hint of what the thing is that I am teasing. You'll find out soon enough, though. Yeah. I still think something is wrong with the Momo theory since there were a lot of uncertainties back in Punk Hazard. Thank you so much for 2 years of entertainment. Sarah D. Morse coming through, becoming a member for 24 months. Greatly appreciate that. Nakama, thank you for coming through. Thank you. Love to see that. Thank you very much. Who is Kaido's baby mama? I mean, I wish it was Black Maria, but I don't think it is. I don't think it's Black Maria. Rosha Pro just said, Roger, missed your live reaction, unfortunately, but I'd like to ask, what do you think it is? Will Luffy defeat Kaido in the next upcoming chapters, or it's still too early for that? I don't think it'll be in the next couple upcoming chapters, but I think, yes, Luffy, Yamato, Momo, this group, maybe not, I'm not going to say defeats Kaido. Well, stops Kaido. Defeat, I guess you could say defeat without killing. So yes, I do think Luffy, Momo, Yamato will defeat Kaido. I think this fight that we're entering right now is the final fight of Wano Country. I don't see them failing again and then having to come back and do another fight. Because Oda always has a rule of 3. You can go back and look at every other story arc over the course of One Piece. Luffy fights the main villain 3 times. He fought Crocodile 3 times. He fought Doflamingo 3 times. This happens again and again and again. I know there's some people who really are hardcore on that raid failing thing still. But, I mean, this is lining up with everything that Oda's been saying. In addition to that, Oda's saying that there's not a lot left, right? That we're entering the end game. I'm still like, I always believed him when he said the 5-year left thing. Because realistically, when you look at the time span, right, if Wano ends next year and we have 5 years left, because I always took it as, okay, once Wano ends, that's our 5-year, that's our 5-year plan. if you look at the timeline after Wano Country, if you look at the amount of chapters that are left, potentially, if you look at the amount of volumes that we've already had, the first half of One Piece had 60 volumes. We had 60 volumes for the first half of One Piece. Moving into the second half of One Piece, we got the next 60 volumes. That takes us to 120 manga volumes. We just got volume 100. Let's say we have 3 or 4 or 5 more Wano volumes. That takes us to what? 104, 105? That's 15 more volumes. Approximately how many years is that? If we get like 3 volumes a year? 5 years. So I believe the estimate. I know a lot of people don't want One Piece to be entering its endgame or whatever, but I believe him. With the way that everything's lining up, to have, you know, exact first half of the series and exact second half, with Oda saying we're entering the endgame, with the amount of chapters we presumably have left, with how long that would take us. Like, if you look at Wano Country, I think with the next chapter, correct me if I'm wrong, we're going to have 10 volumes of just Wano Country, which is, I think, what we had for Dressrosa and Water 7 and Enies Lobby and some of the other major arcs in the series. We had about 10 volumes. So if we have 15 more volumes, my assumption would be Final War would be about 10 volumes, and we have about 5 volumes of maybe 2 other story arcs. Right? But that's it. Again, I know there's a lot of people who really don't want to believe that it's at all possible that we're entering the endgame and that Oda's lying or whatever. I don't think that's the case anymore. I think there was a slight time where I believed that, around the 80% comment that he made. Around like the end of Zoe going into Whole Cake Island, where he's like, there's 80, we've been through 80% of the story. We've only got about 20% left. At that point, I was like, I don't really know. But now, where we are right now, I feel pretty confident that we're entering the endgame. Yeah. I mean, even if you just like follow what's going on in the story, we're taking on Emperors of the Sea, Big Mom, Kaido. I mean, the opponents that are left are massive opponents. Then we've got the stuff with the world government, flashbacks. I think, you know, this is a whole discussion I didn't think we were going to get to at the end of the series today, or at the end of the chapter today. But I think people need to prepare themselves that not everything is going to be answered by the end of One Piece. I think there are going to be things that people wanted to see. Things like the Emerald City, for example. Things like, honestly, maybe even potentially God Valley, unfortunately. Even Elbaf, I don't think is going to be a massive arc at this point anymore. I think Elbaf could be. I think we could get a sizable Elbaf arc, like a 4 or 5 volume Elbaf arc would be really awesome. I would love to see that. But I'm expecting, honestly, Elbaf to be like Zoe length at this point. I think Elbaf is going to be more of a lore dump than anything else. Think of like the end of Zoe, where we found out about the road poneglyphs and all this stuff about Wano Country. I kind of feel like that could be Elbaf. That we get maybe the final road poneglyph there, that we find out about the Adam Tree, that we, you know, get that connection with Big Mom and wrapping up that story as well, and seeing the rest of the stuff with Loki and the history of the world. I think, some people even in the chat right now, Pika in the chat is saying, honestly, don't even think Elbaf will happen. You know, I think Elbaf will happen. Elbaf, I think if there's one story arc beyond, you know, Laugh Tale and the Final War and the return to Marijoa and taking down the world government, if there's one other story arc outside of those that are obviously going to happen at the end of the series, if there's one other one I would put money on, I would say Elbaf. I think we are definitely getting an Elbaf arc. Yeah. I do really think we're going to get an Elbaf arc. There's too much buildup, and it's been teased for too long for them to just skip over Elbaf. So I do think we're going to get Elbaf. A whole arc on the moon, like, I know people were theorizing that for a while. I don't think that's gonna happen at this point. I don't think that's gonna happen. I would love that. That'd be cool. With the automata and seeing Eneru again and stuff, that'd be great. I think if anything, we could get moon stuff tied into Elbaf, with the juxtaposition of like the sun god and the moon god and other things like that. I think there's other story arcs that people are expecting to see that I think Oda's gonna fold into the story arcs he has planned for the rest of the series. But that we're not necessarily going to get full-blown story arcs for every island that people are theorizing. Yeah. But that's my own opinion, you know. I agree with you, Roger. Just rewatched A Little Garden, and I agree there's no way Elbaf isn't happening. Exactly. Exactly. If Elbaf doesn't happen, One Piece is the worst manga, I wouldn't go there. I wouldn't go there. I don't think that's... No. I think if Oda skips Elbaf, I'm sure he has a good reason for skipping Elbaf at this point. He has earned enough goodwill after Wano Country and some of the other recent revelations with like Emu and things like that after the Reverie that I trust wherever he's going to take the story at this point. I do. Rob became a member again. Thank you, Rob, saying maybe Elbaf is going to be like Zoe, just like you said, short yet impactful. Exactly. Exactly. What about a Lodestar Island arc? You know, I know Lodestar is supposed to be the final island of the Grand Line and where you're supposed to find out about the poneglyphs and everything like that, but, I mean, do we need to go to Lodestar? It's already been confirmed that, like, if they get the other road poneglyphs, they can go right to Laugh-Tale. They don't need to go to Lodestar Island to find out the truth of the world via whatever poneglyph is sitting there, like a regular poneglyph, because they already know about everything else. So I don't necessarily think we need to go to Lodestar. Unless Lodestar's, like, really short. Like, I'm talking like a Whiskey Peak level type thing, where they go there and maybe read that final poneglyph, even if it's not a road poneglyph, and they put everything together, and, you know, Robin puts together the Rio and says, okay, this is where Laugh-Tale is, and they go from Lodestar to Laugh-Tale. Maybe. But I don't think Lodestar is like a giant story arc in itself. No. I think in terms of big story arcs left, I really think it's Elbaf, Laugh-Tale, Final War. After Wano. I think that's it. In terms of big, sizable story arcs, not to say we're not going to get small other story arcs here and there, but I really think that's it. I really think it's Elbaf, Laugh-Tale, Final War. And that Blackbeard, Shanks, all this other stuff folds into Revolutionary Army. It folds into those 3 arcs. Yeah. But I really don't think there's a lot left. And that's still a lot. Exactly. Raiko, exactly. You're saying what I wish I could get through to people whenever I talk about this who are like, that's impossible, there's no way. Think about how long 5 years is. Realistically, think about how long 5 years is. 5 years takes us from the end of Punk Hazard to the end of Whole Cake Island. All of that was 5 years. Think about that. The entirety of Dressrosa, the entirety of Whole Cake Island, and Zoe. That was 5 years. That's a lot of information. Think about where we were 4 years now. No. See, that's the one thing that I think people were putting the 5-year timeline, like they were starting that 5-year timeline when Oda made that announcement. I don't think that was the case. I always read into Oda's announcement of 5 years. You can go back and watch my video about this. I always said he's talking about from the end of Wano Country. That from the end of Wano, we've got about 5 years left. Right. Exactly. 5 years is about 200 chapters. And again, think about where we are. We're at chapter 1000, early the 1000s right now. We're 1025. If he wants to, if Oda really wants to, he could make it an even number and end the series at 1200 in volume 120. He could do it if he wants to. If Oda wants to, it's set up to do that. Have a nice clean ending. And also, with that timeline, you take into consideration breaks, right? If he's going to go away for like 2 weeks or having holiday breaks or things like that, think about the amount of chapters we normally get per year. It all lines up to that 5-year timeline. It all does. Yeah. I do wish One Piece would last forever. I think a lot of us would, of course. But I also personally wish it wouldn't. Because I think stories that just go on forever ultimately end up sort of like, not, I gotta find the right way to word this without upsetting people. I think stories that go on forever, that do not have a finite ending, ultimately lose their way, right? You think of like certain TV series that probably should have ended around like season 4. Around that point, if a TV series has gone on for too long, you reach a point of diminishing returns where everything just gets progressively worse. And if something eventually outstays its welcome, that then sort of ruins the rest of the series. At least in my opinion. Like, for example, this is the example I'm going to use, and you guys know this because I used to review this series. Once Upon a Time. Once Upon a Time, I thought the first 3 series of that show, the first 3 seasons, first season in Storybrooke, second season where you're getting to set up with other major characters like Korra and Captain Hook and all that stuff. Then season 3, arguably the best season of the series, with all the stuff with Neverland. Then we go into season 4. Season 4 had the Frozen stuff and had Wizard of Oz. They could have very easily wrapped things up at season 4 or at the absolute latest season 5, where Emma was the Dark One. Where that was set up, Emma was the Dark One. They could have reversed everything, and that would have been it. But they didn't. They kept going. And we had more of Emma as the Dark One stuff. We had, like, the stuff with the Dark Fairy or whatever. Then we had a whole reboot season, and it was just too much. And it was just too much. And it got to the point where I didn't care at all about this series, that I was so invested in and watching literally every single week. I loved Once Upon a Time. People in the chat are saying Supernatural did the same thing. I have no familiarity with Supernatural, so I don't know what that means. But, I mean, this has happened in multiple other shows. I could think of other shows that have done this. Look at almost every sitcom that goes beyond 5 seasons. Look at The Office after Steve Carell left. It's objectively worse. Like, this happens with so many other series. You're even kind of seeing it right now with, like, something like Manifest, where Manifest is going into its 4th season on Netflix right now. But by the end of the 3rd season, they're losing their way. They're losing their way. Game of Thrones even. Some people are saying Game of Thrones, right? Even Naruto, right? Even Naruto. Some people disagree with me liking the Kaguya stuff. But again, I think I liked it because I was binging it. But for those of you week to week, you were like, it went on too long. The Kaguya thing messed up the ending. So Walking Dead, people are bringing up that idea in the chat too. Walking Dead went on too long. See, that's the thing. I would like for One Piece to end in 5 years. Oda has his plan, has everything laid out. We get that concise ending, and it doesn't outstay its welcome. That's what I want. I don't want One Piece to outstay its welcome. Yeah. Sorry I went off on a tangent there, but yes. Junelle says, in 5 years, there may be a Roger Jr. Hell no. There will not be. No, there won't be. Tristan Field super chatted and said, just thinking about it, wasn't there an interview with an editor of some kind talking about how they're planning for One Piece 30th after the 20th? 5 years from 2022 is indeed 2027, 1997 to 2027. Exactly. And if Wano ends in 2022, exactly. You got this, Tristan. You're seeing what I'm saying? I kind of feel like I should do a video on this separately to sort of fill people in on like how I'm feeling. But, yeah. Waluigi says, I think Lodestar could be the New World Sabaody. Sure, like a short, concise arc that really throws a wrench in things. Sure. Yamil also says Lodestar might be good for Nami as a navigator and would be the ideal place for the Grand Fleet to reunite before the end begins, where they all meet at the end of the Grand Line. I like that. Dr. Doom says, I'm hoping for a big flashback regarding the Void Century. Oh, I think we all are. Watashi Itachi said there was a picture of Oda's notebook named Elbath, so I'm sure it won't be too short. Julius says, do you think the Oni are a giant sub-race or a different race from atop the Red Line like the Lunarians? And maybe that's how King knew Kaido? Also, if you ever get to West Australia, I'll get you into an AFL game. Is that Australian Football League? That's hype. I'll let you know. I'll let you know if I ever get to Australia. Thank you very much, Julius. Julius Fury. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Well, I think we've now exhausted pretty much every topic at this point. We've gone over everything in this chapter. Talked about the end game of One Piece. Answered all your super chats. Gave a short and sweet review. Final thoughts. Pretty good chapter. I'm excited for where this leads. It's unfortunate we're going on a break next week. I wish there would have been... I don't know. It feels like it's missing something to me. Story-wise, it feels like it's missing something. But then I do feel like this is a big enough plot point to justify an entire chapter for getting Luffy to the roof with Momo and meeting up with Yamato. So yeah, it was just a fun chapter. Fun chapter. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe. And until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye, everybody. And again, stay tuned. Hopefully that teaser for what I've been working on and why I've been so busy will come out by the end of the week. Hopefully. Stay tuned. I'm also going to stream Super Metroid on Wednesday on Twitch. So if you're at all interested, go follow me on Twitch. Doing my full playthrough of Metroid leading up to Dread, and I will be streaming Super Metroid. I never even announced that anywhere else, so you guys are getting a little sneak peek at the end of all this. Look at that. All right, take care.